The Vanquish stance is awesome, but I've modified it with the shock bands. Now these are Deez loops right here, and this is like the recover ease. I'm gonna show this to you on the table, take it out for a drive. Let's go. Let's start out by showing you how I got these mounted here. And the tops are mounted with longer bolts through the body mount right here. I just simply put a nut on them. They're not totally tight, but they're there and they're enough for us to test. You may be asking yourself, what exactly are these for? What these are for is basically it adds a pull on it to keep the front end from completely unloading on climbs. Now here's the thing. See how these right here are set down? They were in the top position, so I had no more adjustment. With these right here pulling up, I can now preload the spring and tune the front end. I can tune it. If I know all I'm going to do is straight climbs, which, I mean, for the most part, that's why you want this, I could turn this up, all right? And actually make it easier and it'll hold itself tighter. See how they come loose right here? That's kind of what I want. Now, these don't mess with your articulation so long as you got them set up right. And I know this should help keep everything stable, because when you're on a climb and this front comes all the way out like this, which happens on every spring shock, I mean, it really does. It just simply puts your center of gravity up higher. So I saw one guy commenting about if you let the back end, like with those big stupid link risers, do that number when you're on a climb. Well, just look at the difference in chassis height. When your suspension does this, guess what? Your center of gravity is higher. So this is why you don't see me run big stupid link risers in the back. I run what I need to run, and that's it. And this is the recover ease. All right, stretches out. Now I've just got it bolted. I drilled a hole and bolted it right to there. So it's nice, simple. It's not underneath, not going to catch on anything. Now, a lot of times when you need just a little bit of help, this is all you need. So you just simply pull it out, stretch it over the back of the cab. And there's also something here that you should see, but I'm not going to tell you right yet. And let me put the body on. When you're done with the pull, just simply pull it back over through here. I put a little bitty hole in the back of the cab right there, nice and easy. And you're all set. Okay, let's kick this off with an incline test here. Now what I'm looking for is to make sure that the front end is not completely pulled out. Look at that. I'm only talking about a 1/4 inch right there. Now with these shocks, I can actually adjust these to up, which would actually allow that to hold down a little bit more. But one thing about tuning like this, you need your axle to drop. You need the axle to drop so if you're on the skid or something, the tire can come down and touch and move. Because if your tires aren't on the ground, you're not doing a whole lot. You might have a little bit of mass to spin it forward and reverse and do stuff, but that's about it. I just moved those spring adjusters up a little bit. And one thing I want to get into is stability. I want to see, wow, nothing is sticking out here right now. All right, so we're going to see if it'll hold right here. I want to see. Yeah. Sometimes just that little 1/4 inch right there can do it, and I can adjust those spring retainers, spring adjusters up even more and have that stay down. So you can actually adjust as needed for the course you're on. Wow, I got 0 traction. Well, I got a little bit of traction. Still got it. Now let's check some articulation. One of the beauties of these is you can hold it in and not lose articulation. Now right now I think the back is pretty much taking care of all of that. There we go, you got a little bit going right there. Yeah, the back fell off. You can see the front end is articulated. So you got all of that going right there. Cool deal. Now, by holding it like this, it also helps your side hilling because it just simply keeps everything from no tilting and falling over. And I'm also going to test these on the rear of another vehicle just to see how it affects. And look at that. Look at that. Nice slide right there. See how it affects like torque twist and stuff. Because when it comes to torque twist, look at this pull right here. See, like in this situation coming down steep, having a set of these on the back could actually be a nice benefit. Let's see. All right. Oh, let's see what we got here. I really like going up fall time. I really do. Piece of cake. In some ways, you could just about say these act like almost like an internal spring shock because you have the springs at the bottom and the top. However, what you don't lose the shock travel because of having the springs in the top and bottom above and below the piston. So, in my opinion, that's a great thing. See, this is going to make the pull right here. I'm thinking we're going to be all right. Yeah. I got a little bit better traction over here. At least I think so. And this spot right here, if you don't watch it, man, it will wreck you and throw you right over just like that. Because it's kind of crazy because the front left is low, the front right is really high. And if you don't watch it, it's tossed my trucks off a lot. Looks like the back is going to drift down and set up beautifully for this. I want to get a top view. I want to show you guys the front end still articulating even when climbing. And just so you guys know, this is not a flat area. This is the angle we're at. Now that back tire is in a bad situation. I'm gonna try to throttle it. There we go. I do feel these are helping the vehicle. I do feel these are helping the vehicle. The next upgrade on this is going to be the heavy brass front portal covers. But for right now, as far as hitting on the skid, you know, when you're on the skid, you want your axles to drop out, honestly. And these should allow that. This is a real good test of that, as in letting the front end drop out and make the climb. Made that pretty well right there now. So, like I say, as far as tuning on these go, I mean, you can see I've got that up there. I got more, I can soften it to make them hold better at the bottom, fully compression, almost like for a droop setup. Yeah, kind of, I know. But, or you can tighten them up and really have that front to come out. You can basically, like I think I've already mentioned a couple times, you can set up for the course you're running. At least that's kind of my thoughts on it. I mean, it's working pretty good here. My goodness, I haven't seen the sun in weeks. Even got my bad hair in it. One more shot of this thing. I just got to see this. I want to watch that front end do all the front end things that front ends generally do. Okay. And at this point, we get to test that recover ease. This particular climb is pretty much impossible at this point in time. So we're going to sit right here, hook up the recover ease, and make this thing possible. Okay, I have found a spot that it just does get. There's not a lot of stretch to it, so you're not going to go too far with it, but let's just see. And that was all it took. Look at that. Yep, they help out quite a bit. Keeping that front end down, being able to tune it, okay? Being able to use the springs to tune it, to kind of work both sides of this thing, that's worth it. Now, climbing up that climb, all it takes is a little bit. Just a little bit. I had enough here. I got just enough of a grab on one of the pieces of concrete, little nubs or something. That's all it took. Made it up there, so everything on here is working fine. This setup is going to stay exactly the way it is. Not changing anything. Even keeping the $175 brushed motor in this thing. Yep, at least for now. Guys, have a great day. Check that description. Use those links. Hit that subscribe. Ring that bell. And I want you all to have an absolutely fantastic day. It's okay to have your steak a little bit better than rare. Ugh. But anyway, cook your steak. Remember, every time there's a food issue, the solution, cook it. There you go. Have a safe day. If you're still watching, you are top shelf. You are the cream of the crop, the pick of the litter. You are phenomenal. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. It means a lot to me. Now, down below, there are links for the products you see. Also for channel memberships, if you guys want to be a part. Channel members get early viewing on pretty much everything that I can. So guys, check that description. There's a lot of info down there. Thank you all for watching.